Hey guys, welcome back. Let's actually add some carpet to the bedrooms. So if you go back to the assets, you notice that I don't really have any carpet per se, but I think this is where we're going to use some artistic freedom. I'm going to take this thing, which kind of looks like a carpet, which is a grass. I'm going to open it up in a new file, and then here it is. So we're going to kind of turn this into a carpet. A couple of things. Again, this is about 14 inches, so we do want to definitely shrink it. But before we shrink it, let's do some editing. Whenever you open up any photo in Photoshop, it actually opens up as a background layer, and by default it's locked. So to unlock it, you just simply double click, and then just click OK again, and then the lock button will be gone. So let's actually change the colors of this. If you can recall from our first week, we could simply do another layer, and then let's get, I don't know, what color do we want? Let's get something like, well, let's get away from the green, and let's do this kind of old school mustard. And then I'm going to fill that layer all yellow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this yellow to this green. And if you can recall from the last lesson, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do a layer blend. And you remember the hue, which turns it kind of that yellowish color. Saturation, it kind of uses that yellow color and makes the color underneath it, which was green, more vibrant. But if you choose the third option, it kind of does both. Remember that? So I think that looks pretty good. I know in the other video I actually changed the levels after this to even make it more intense, but in this case I don't want it to look so crazy. So I think I'm going to leave it that way and just kind of make this kind of a yellowish carpet. Hopefully it doesn't look too nasty. Go back here to image size, resample image. Let's make this into, say, a 1/2 inch. And then check that on and reduce this back down to like 300. So, come on, okay. So that kind of looks like a carpet, zoomed way out. So again, I'm going to go to Edit, Define Pattern, and I'm going to call it Yellow Carpet. Alright, so yeah, cool. So now I'm going to come back here and let's select the room. So I got to be on the right layer. Let's select that. Select that. Alright, let's just put all the bedrooms yellow. And then I actually want to add part of this door. So I'm in the add, which is great. Here I want to add here, but subtract here because I don't want it to go into the bathroom. Same here, I want to subtract here and then add here. Alright, so I have all the rooms selected and I just simply have to hit carpet. Oh, let me go to this group, open up this group, make a new layer. Well, actually, you know what? Let me just try to hit this. It should create a brand new layer. Nope, it actually changed my layer here. So I'm going to create a new layer and then hit that, and there it is. So I got this carpet. It's a little bit pukey. So let me bring down the opacity a little bit. That's not bad. I'll take that. And then let me, what is this? Yeah, all of these things actually. You know what? Let me bring this back to 100. And let me just take the overall group opacity down so that it's not so dark. Alright, so I think that's cool. Like a old retro yellowish green carpet. And this one, let's just put a nice cool little concrete floor finisher, and then let's also put a concrete floor finisher. So again, I'm going to go to my assets and see what I could use. I do have this concrete. Maybe I'll use this one. Again, I want to create, wow, this is a huge, like this is 55 inches, but it's a cool little image there, so I'm just going to simply reduce it. And I'm just going to make it 2 inches in this case. Good deal. So then edit, define patterns, and I'm just, yeah, concrete is great. So, and I'll put it in the, we spent all this time, and then also you could actually export these so that you could import it to another Photoshop file on a different computer. Alright, so now I'm here. I'm going to go back to my line layer, select the parts that I want concrete, and let's even do the garage at the same time. I think I'm good. So again, I'm going to come here, I'm going to make a new layer, and then I'm going to pick my concrete, and there it is. It looks a little bit, again, it looks a little kind of blotchy, so I'm just going to just take that layer. Yeah, I'll take that. Alright. So good. So I have that. I'm not sure if I really dig that right now, but it's okay. Let's just keep this demo going. I think you guys get my point. So let's just go ahead and add some landscaping, and then we'll call it a day. Let's go here. I think if I come back out, I have some trees. So let's go to some colored trees. Oh. These are all elevations. Give me a sec. Hey guys, so you'll have to look through these Tree Pack 2D plants. I have a bunch of different types of trees here that you guys can cherry pick off of. So you'll just have to open it up and see what kind of trees you want to be. I think these are kind of cool. So let's just do this, and then what you want to do is you want to highlight, because they're all in one layer. Maybe it'll be smarter if I just had it in separate layers, but whatever. So I'm going to Control C, bring back to my, yeah, let me get rid of some of these. I won't save it. Close some of my layers here. Control V. So when I paste, you'll notice that it comes in a brand new layer, and it's actually part of this whole group pattern, which is fine because I want all my like color stuff to be in one layer. So if I hit Control and then hit this icon, it'll select the whole thing, but actually no. Yeah, it's fine. And then I'm going to come here, reduce the size of that. And let's add some trees. And actually, I'm in the tree layer. I should actually name it plants. I could just select like that, because that's all I'm seeing really technically, right? These are all off. Well, these are all off. So that's all I'm seeing is just this layer. So then now I can start moving, and then you'll see that it just automatically selects. So let me turn on my stuff again so I can see. So since now I've selected, if I hold down Alt, it'll make copies, and it'll also make copies on the same layer so that I don't have like 10 different plant layer. And then you might want to vary it up by changing the scale a little bit. Oops. Go to the move command. So I want you to be careful, because now that I don't have it in 4 separate layers, you see how this part's overlapping this tree? This tree is going to be covered, and you won't be able to recover that in the future. So just FYI, heads up, what you're trying, you know. If I had 4 separate layers, then it'll be a better control, but it's okay. I think I'm going to live with that. Let me take maybe this guy here. Control C, come back here, Control V. Obviously it's a huge file here. Oops. Reduce the size. Maybe it comes here. Move. Here we go. Oh, see how I just moved it and it created a copy? It's good. You just have more copies, which means that now these are in 2 separate layers. So I could, you know, I could move them individually. But sometimes if you don't want to have like multiple layers, you definitely want to select it first and then move it. So, but I'm just going to keep this. Let's mirror this. I'll just cheat. I just stretched to the opposite side. So I'll have, you know, have some trees. So throw some trees on it, and let's take this. Oh, you know what? So if I want a tree, but I want to keep it in the same layer number 4, what you want to do is select it first, and then hold down Alt, then it'll stay in the same layer. So you can see how they both turn off, right? Alright, let's do something like that. Let me also show you something here. So this is a tree, both of these trees. I could actually come down here to my layer effects and do a shadow, drop shadow. And what it'll do is you can see that it created a little drop shadow, and here's my angle. So if I pull it this way, it'll move my shadows. I can move the distance of my shadows. You see that? The spread actually makes it a little bit wider, and then the size makes it a little bit blurry, which is kind of cool because you don't want it to be so sharp actually. So you can do that, but actually let me try it on the whole group actually. Can I? Because you know how, well no, but I have all the patterns in here. So tell you what, let's put in a new group and we'll call it plants. And move all of it into that group. And then let's just globally put a drop shadow on all the trees. There you go. Okay, so that's with the drop shadow effect, without it. All right, makes a pretty big difference. All right, let's keep going here. Hopefully you guys aren't too, you know what? It's going on a little over 10 minutes. Let me give you guys a break.